So Heather, you wanted to see my garden, and I did a video of my rain barrel system because I thought that's what you were talking about. So here, let me try to give you a quick tour of the garden, and hopefully it won't be boring. So this is up near the top, near the house here, and there's 3 lantana bushes here that they die completely down to the ground in the winter, and they just get huge. They are so happy there, and I'm happy that they're happy. This was my button bush, which had these cool little flowers. They look almost like COVID models. And my first time growing okra in here with the Purple Heart. And these are Mexican sunflowers, or Tithonia. This guy is Yellow Evening Primrose, and I thought it bloomed in June, but it hasn't bloomed yet, so I'm a little confused, but that's how we learn, I guess. And here's my star. This is the scarlet hibiscus, or scarlet rose mallow. I've seen so many different names for it, and each one of these flowers lasts for 1 day, only 1 day, and then they droop and they fall off. So that was yesterday's flower, and the day before's flower. And this thing, you can see, it's got buds galore, and it is going to be so full of flowers here soon. I took the hell strip and turned it into an experiment. And in here I've got, this is buckwheat. You can see the little seeds there, which could be ground up and made into flour, buckwheat flour. I'm not going to do that, but I'm growing it for the pretty little white flowers. And I do save the seeds to regrow next year. And in here is forget-me-not, right next to this milkweed. And I have decided that I don't want milkweed out here. It's not very pretty. I haven't gotten rid of it because I know the butterflies need it, and I've got a whole lot of it right here. And I'm okay with it being over here, but I'm trying to get it to stop growing up there. This is butterfly weed, and these are the seed pods from the butterfly weed, and they will turn into these fluffy seeds soon. Looks like that one's about to open up, but none of them are open yet. There's another okra right there. I'm excited about the okra. This is for Danae, at Danae's request. And a friend gave me these tiger lilies. I'm excited about the tiger lilies. First time I ever did those. Thank you to Candy. More Tithonia, or Mexican sunflower. And then the hill strip, I've got more buckwheat, and some zinnia. I've got zinnias all throughout the garden. This is a pepper. I just had an extra pepper plant, so I stuck it out here. I forget which kind it is. Niphophia. This is called Red Hot Poker. This, I think, is a dahlia. Dahlia. I've been watching too much British TV. A dahlia. And this is the first time I'm growing them, so they're about to open, and I'm anxious to see what they look like. More of the scarlet hibiscus. This was yesterday's flower, so take that off, and that'll encourage it to make more blooms. There's tomorrow's flower right there. Another Tithonia, more buckwheat down there. I've got a, what do you call it? Thyme, the herb thyme there. I was kind of hoping it would spread a little more than it has. It's very, very happy there, but it's a little pain in the neck to mow around. Gosh, it smells great just from messing with it there. These are my friends, my pollinator friends. This bed right starting there and up to about there is new this year. It used to be it was just that area up there and it came straight down here. Oh, look at that. Wow, how'd that happen? My certified wildlife habitat. We've got various and sundry annuals in here, zinnias, and sometimes the names just don't come to me. Lots of things I've never grown before. More of the yellow evening primrose, more zinnias. This is marigolds. Everything, just about everything in here was grown from seed. This is an azalea that I planted last fall. It did not bloom this year. It's a flame azalea. Columbine, which bloomed beautifully in the spring. Some coreopsis, also known as tick seed. There's another of the dahlias. This one, I got the seeds from the wild last fall and planted them, and this is the only one that survived. It's called partridge pea. This is called pokeweed. It's just a weed around here, but it's native, and I decided to let it grow and feed some wildlife. It's toxic to humans, so we don't eat it. But we've got sunflower there that is blooming and also making seeds. This is black-eyed Susans, also grown from seed. This is castor bean, and it's what they make castor oil from, and it's supposed to be really big and tall and have pretty flowers, so I'm looking forward to it. More coreopsis. These guys are goldenrod. They grew here, and they grew to be like about 8 or 9 feet tall. They were huge and just kind of fell over. So this year, when they got up to about here, you can see I clipped it off, and then they bushed out. They made several different branches, so that turned out to be a good experiment. I wasn't sure if that would kill them or what. Next year I might cut them a little shorter. Oh, this is white woodland aster, and it's going to have these pretty white flowers on it. It's a native and a lovely plant, and spreads pretty readily. You can see little ones coming up here, and so I can move them around other places. This is a climbing hydrangea, which didn't make any flowers, nor did it climb this year, but it's brand new. I planted it last fall, and it's happy and healthy. So some clematis that I got from the wild, that I gathered seeds from and planted. So it seems to be doing well. And this one I think is a moonflower. I don't know for sure because I've planted several things in there, and some of them have died. Most of them have died. This one I don't remember what it is. Again, I'm just trying to get things to grow up on this tree here. This is not blooming. I think I've got another one that's blooming. I know I've got another one. I think it's blooming. And it's a honeysuckle. It's a native honeysuckle with red flowers. And here is the remains of the May apples that aren't there anymore because they die completely back early. This is a Edgeworthia, which has beautiful flowers first thing in the late winter. This used to be a trillium, and it will be again next spring. More white woodland aster. Pineapple sage. It has a pineapple-y smell to it. This is now my nursery here. I've got blue fescue grass. This is an ornamental grass, and just planted this. I just heard about it from a neighbor. Holy basil. And so that's about a week and a half or 2 weeks old. Just planted in here broccoli rabe and nicotiana. Some tomato plants that are sadly going to die because they're not going to make it in there. And then some other various and sundry things. Some pots that I've planted with flowers. Oh, this is fun. This is peanuts. Peanuts. And what I understand is these little parts here will put down little shoots into the ground, and they'll grow peanuts under the ground. So I'm anxious to see that. Other flowers that I threw seeds in here last fall and have just recently replanted it. You can see some zinnias coming up in there, and there should be some carrots and what else? Oh, I can't remember. There's a cool pollinator. A wasp. I've learned recently that the wasps are super good for the garden. This is my fennel, and it's huge. That's 10 feet tall. Full of pollinators. Just full of pollinators. Hopefully you can see them. Little wasps and things. And I'll be collecting seeds very soon. Another couple of weeks, I think. And I love to cook with those. Oh, waspy. More Tithonia. Some dwarf tomatoes from Craig LaHoulier. Thank you, Craig. And when I say from Craig LaHoulier, he created these varieties. This is Zoe Dwarf. This one is Strawberry Lemonade Dwarf. And this one is Oriole Dwarf. They make regular sized tomatoes on a small plant. This is Celebrity Tomato and Underground Railroad tomato right behind it, which seeds were brought over on the Underground Railroad. Green beans, these are half runners. This is, what do you call it? Swiss chard that really needs to be cleaned up. I've got raspberry plants in here, which did not give me any raspberries this year, but this is their first year out. So here's the honeysuckle I was talking about. It's a native honeysuckle. That is a Cherokee purple tomato. First one died, so I replanted, and that's why it's so much smaller than that Underground Railroad. Aunt Lou's Underground Railroad. It's a great thing. We've got Florence fennel. I just planted these verbena flowers that I started from seeds. This is black-eyed peas growing on the fence here. You can see the pea pods. Oops. Turn off my water here. And what do we got here? We've got sage, Russian sage. This was purple sage, and it looks like it's dead now. Got some other plants that I took from cuttings and just haven't planted them yet. We've got parsley and lavender, tarragon, some flowers, potatoes, which will be harvested in the next few weeks. We've got 5 different kinds of basil, some more tomatoes, and then we've got some squash. Tell Wayne about this. This is tromboncino squash. So it's supposed to make a long squash that wraps around like a trombone slide. More of the black-eyed peas. And then this is called callaloo greens, which I'm not sure how they're doing here, but they're here anyway. More of the tarragon and parsley. We're just not getting enough water back here. This is called green and gold. And my intention is to fill up this bed with green and gold. It's got pretty yellow flowers in the springtime. This is more green and gold here, and columbine. Some of the little things up here. My intention is to have a little meadow. It's not very meadow-like right now. These little things growing in here is wheat. So I'm hoping that'll kind of come up and fill it in a bit. And there's some buckwheat in here too. More fennel. Lots of little things here. So that's my garden. I hope you like it. I love it. This we were talking about wildlife areas. This is my pile of sticks where it's kind of shelter for the birds and other wildlife. So there's creatures that live in there. And I keep saying I'm going to just come out here and sit by it sometime and see what I see. But I haven't done it yet, so. Alrighty. Well, this is my mulch from last fall. It's leaves that I collected, and I use it for mulch. And the longer it sits there, the more it becomes like soil. So it's good stuff. Well, that's my garden. Hope you like it. I love it. I got to tell you one more story. This oak tree is right smack in the middle of my backyard, right? And I planted it there. And when I planted it, it was a seedling, this tall, and maybe half an inch around. And when I planted it right there, I said to myself, one day my grandkids will swing on this tree. True story. And now there's a swing on that tree, and my grandkids swing from that tree. Is that cool or what? There's a proverb that says the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The next best time to plant a tree is now. Okay, that's it. One more thing. I've got to introduce you to Mr. Tree. This is Mr. Tree. Mr. Tree stopped growing a few years ago. Maybe it was last year. I kind of helped him to stop growing. And Mr. Tree started feeding the wildlife. So he's got little places and things in here where the birds have been pecking and getting bugs and such. And so he's still doing his job. All right, that's it. I'm done. Bye.